Avon, Indiana, just west of Indianapolis, the heartland of the Midwest. Hello, silver fans. This is T, and you're in the place to be for silver education, acquisition, and entertainment. Hey, thanks for watching, everybody. If you enjoy coin shop videos, be sure to subscribe. And hey, while you're at it, hit that like button if you appreciate the effort. Now, you're about to meet Tommy. He's one of the coolest coin dealers you'll ever meet. Hey, Tommy. Hey, thanks for coming on the show. You are the owner of Hoosier Coin and Currency, and appreciate you being on with me. I just got a few questions for you about the shop and what you do here.
Absolutely.
And so
appreciate you swinging by.
Absolutely. It's you've got a very interesting place here. While you were helping some other customers, matter of fact, I'll pan down on just large bag of stuff you just bought, and
we just got some treasures.
Yeah, I was in the position to kind of watch you make that purchase. And how is business? You a lot of guys coming through the door?
Strong. It's good. Yeah, business is slamming.
Okay. And tell me a little bit about the history of the shop. How long have you been at it?
So, I have collected since I was a little kid. Got into it when I was about maybe 8 years old. Looking through coins that were in a piggy bank. And there was a Canadian cent in there, which was different from anything else I'd seen. So it kind of piqued an interest. At that point in time, actually the antique shop that's next door, it used to be located on the other side of town near a grocery. So when Mom would go in the grocery, I'd go in the antique shop, pick around stuff that was in there, and sometimes buy stuff. And didn't obviously ever think that it would be a business or anything like that. When I went to college, I started selling some of my collection to put some money in my pocket. And then about 8 or 9 years ago, a gentleman that I had been doing business with, unfortunately, I was diagnosed with terminal cancer. And as he was getting out of the business, I ended up buying his inventory. And I didn't want to set up where he was located because it wasn't convenient for me. So we ended up opening up the shop down here and said, hey, let's do it to it.
I've been to a lot of shops all around the state of Indiana, and you're one of the younger shop owners I've ever met. And you're probably one of the younger guys in the business, wouldn't you say?
There's some young guys.
Okay.
There are guys even younger than I am in this area. There's another gentleman, his name's Sam Schaefer. I don't know if you get a chance to meet with Sam or not. Sam, I think, is maybe 5 or 6 years younger than I am.
No kidding.
And Evan, that was over at Lost Dutchman, is considerably younger than I am. There's another shop in Ellettsville. The guy there is actually younger than me. So Indiana has some younger dealers.
Well, that gives me hope for the future of the hobby of coin collecting and also the lifestyle of silver stacking. Speaking of that, what's your ratio? Do you get more stackers walking in the door, more numismatic folks?
So that's tough. It seems to have changed since the shutdown with the COVID and everything. When they shut the country down, I saw a lot more stackers than I ever did before. We have, what do you think, Joe? There's probably a dozen people coming here pretty regularly that buy what I would say heavily.
Yes.
And then we have a couple guys that, every paycheck they'll buy an ounce or two, put it back. And then there's other guys that, unless you've got a bucket load, they don't even want to look at it.
Wow.
So I'm totally fine with having customers at all levels as far as that goes. I've seen way more stacking lately than usual.
Very good. And you're by appointment only here?
So, yes and no. So I'm generally here Monday through Friday. It is a small place, and we're kind of like what you experienced, where Emily brought in this stuff, and it might take an hour or two to chew through it. So I do try to do that just so that we've got time to do business, and people don't end up having long waits. If it's a transaction that we can do really quickly, you don't necessarily need an appointment. But if you're looking to talk and have some one-on-one attention, I would definitely recommend that.
Okay, got it. And you've got quite a selection. As you were helping that couple that was here earlier, I was looking around, and you've got, seems like a little bit of everything. Do you have like an antique bug to you as well?
A little bit, yeah. We do have that a little bit. As I said, there's an antique shop next door, so we get some overflow from there. Different things may pique an interest. Sometimes collections have different items This was in here. Let's see, it's in this box, just to give you an idea what we're talking about. So bought this collection, and it had an item in here that's not a coin, but it's a cool item.
Yeah.
It's a Theodore Roosevelt campaign pin.
Okay.
And it's an original. It's a fun thing.
Yeah, we'll put a close-up on that. That is a really cool piece.
I'm guessing the guy may have picked it up on the internet or something like that, but collections, a lot of times they'll have interesting items like that.
Mm-hmm. And so, do you consider yourself a collector yourself, or personally? Do you put stuff away in your personal collection, or does it just come through and you buy and sell everything?
I don't collect a ton of things. I used to collect a lot more, and when you get to doing it like this, where there's things coming in all the time, nonstop, obviously can't afford to keep everything.
Sure.
So I think you discriminate a little bit more as far as what gets kept back and then what moves. I do have a collection that has some things in it. Medals and tokens I like actually more than the coins.
Okay.
To me, they're a little more unique. I have some silver that I've put back. As far as the halves and quarters and all that stuff, it's stacker stuff to me. It's not anything I'm like attached to it or anything like that, but I do have some that I keep on to.
Yeah, the stacking has really taken off, and people do it for lots of different reasons. I'm a saver. I enjoy putting it back to save for a rainy day, or maybe something big down the road, or maybe even pass on to my kids. What kind of stories have you heard when you walk in with the stackers? Or there's prepper stackers or savers? You probably get it all, huh?
We've heard a little bit of everything. There's a group of customers that believe there's going to be a big, global reset, and that when that happens, that we'll be on a gold or silver standard. There's other people that feel like they could wake up one day and the dollar have no buying power. I don't think that's in our near future, but it's not impossible. It's happened, unfortunately, to people in other parts of the globe. Joe's been fortunate enough to be here with me, and we've got to hear about impending alien invasions from planet Nibiru.
Oh my God.
The plus is Michael Jackson is not dead and has been helping develop weaponry to combat said aliens. I thought the guy was kidding, but the more he talked, I realized he's totally serious.
No kidding.
So we get to hear all kind of stuff.
Yeah. When you work with the public, you see it all, huh?
See it all.
Where do you get the majority of your inventory? Walking in the door? Or do you buy from wholesalers? Or
comes from a couple different sources. We get a lot of walk-in kind of stuff, which is what's walked in the last hour or two.
Okay.
There's a couple of fairly local dealers that they will wholesale stuff in bulk if they don't necessarily have buyers for it. Yesterday, all those wheat backs came in. It's all there in tubes. There's about 30,000 of them. 20.
Yeah, I see those behind the stool there.
All that just came in. What was it? 175 pounds, I think. Yeah.
175 pounds?
Yes. Of pennies.
Jeez.
Wheat bags.
Do you specialize in any particular, coin or you just whatever comes through?
So I know nothing about ancient coins.
Okay.
Pretty much. A niche that I do have some knowledge in that a lot of others in the area do not is that you do tokens and metals.
Okay.
We get a lot of U.S. coins. I don't claim to be an expert on any series of those, but knowledgeable enough that I'm comfortable with grading them and authenticating the coin and all that type of deal. We get a lot of gold and silver bullion, and silver dollars seem to be moving pretty well. That's been a big seller. And as you and I talked about earlier, the just generic 1 ounce silver round with the Indian buffalo design, that seems to be pretty hot right now because it has a lower premium than some of the others like Engelhard and things like that.
A lot of people are getting into this lifestyle, as I call it. What would you say to the new silver stacker out there? Any advice?
So there are outlets you can buy from online. If you get into buying online, just be sure you know who you're buying from because there's lots of fake material out there. Matter of fact, Joe, if you'd grab those boxes of the fake ones, we'll let them see that stuff.
I'd like to see that.
But If you have a local dealer, try and build a relationship there. Yeah, you're probably going to get better deals on the local level where there's less overhead. They're not going to be competing with, say, like an Atmex as far as inventory goes. You know, you might not have as much variety, but you're going to have a lower overhead. This is an example of things that people have unfortunately bought. They got them online and they probably thought they were getting a really, really great deal.
That's a lot of stuff.
Anytime you see a silver bar in a thick case like this, chances are it's not good. And the reason why I say that is because places like Silvertown, for example, they don't issue these bars in these cases. They come in a flexible, soft cello type case.
Right.
A lot of the places in China that put these things on like Wish and Alibaba, Express, whatever, they put them in these thick cases. So if you see a silver bar in a case like this, it doesn't mean it's fake, but it's a bad sign.
Yeah.
Other language to look for, this fine German silver. The German silver has 0 silver content. That's no good.
Wow.
But there's a bunch of stuff in here that's good examples of things that are
How shameful
no
that
good.
people would spend their hard-earned cash.
The person that bought that, they paid like $30 an ounce for that when silver was like $35 at the time, so they thought they were getting a really good deal.
Yeah, it's too good to be true. It probably is, huh?
Very much so.
Wow. All right. Well, hey, Tommy, I appreciate your time. And if anybody is on the west side of Indianapolis, in the Avon area, I would definitely suggest they come and check you out. You seem like a real straight shooter, and I appreciate the time, my friend.
Hey, absolutely. I appreciate you coming by. It's been a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
You got it, buddy.
That is a very good fake.
All right. Tommy says this is one of the better fakes he's ever seen. Chinese Panda. It says it 1 ounce AG 999, and
This is a good, pretty good
there
fake.
you go.
Silver all over there.
How disheartening that would be to bring something like this into a coin shop and have somebody like Tommy look at it, only to realize that it is just a fraud, a fake. Wow.
So you ask about collecting. I collect fake coins. I particularly like contemporary counterfeits.
Okay.
So coins that they're not made to deceive collectors, but they would have actually made their way into commerce. This is probably one of my favorites, just because I'm imagining that a lot of people accepted this and had no clue. This is a contemporary counterfeit Morgan dollar, and it is horrendous.
Oh gosh, man.
There's not much left of it, is there?
Yeah, that's a faint remnant of a Morgan. Gee.
Yeah, somewhere near there's some really funny ones. It's a fake. It's a fake 5. Someone had that.
Yeah, looks like it's been put through a washing machine or something like that. Or somebody was out in the rain and the ink ran a little bit.
It was a fake peace dollar.
Yeah, they come in all shapes and sizes, huh?
Isn't that wild?
Yeah, it is. I mean, looks pretty real. I mean,
it's really not a bad idea for people if they don't mind doing it. Get a handful of fake coins and study them.
yeah.
You know, you'll learn little things to look for.
Well, you know, I've got viewers all over the world, and they've just seen some good examples, and I don't know too many other channels that have shown examples like that, so thank you for the education. That's
absolutely.
One of the 3 pillars of my program is education, acquisition, and entertainment, and that was certainly an education and very entertaining as well. As far as acquisition goes, I'm going to sign off the video and then pick out some stuff and then show my viewers at the end what I walked away with here.
Awesome.
All right,
Sounds
buddy.
great.
Thanks, buddy.
Appreciate it. Fun thing. This is a lowball coin. Someone probably sent this in hoping to get a grade of a poor 1, which would be the lowest grade. PCGS has a registry set where people will build sets of the nicest coins that are out there. There's also people that build registry sets for the least nice coins. And so they're wanting to get coins that grade a 1. It's really tough for a coin to grade a 1 because it has to get a lot of wear and it can't be damaged. So you can't have a coin that's clean or polished or bent or anything like that. So it has to be just straight up legitimate wear. And someone sent that and managed to get themselves a fair 2.
It's kind of like some guys like hot rods that are all decked out and look beautiful, and other guys like rat rods that are crusty around the edges. same thing for coins, huh?
Absolutely.
This has been a real education. Thanks for sharing that one.
I'm curious. I'm going to see if this is the lowest grade. We've sold some lowball Morgan dollars before and had them do surprisingly really well.
Huh. Yeah, I've never heard of such a thing.
Let's see here.
So what you're going is the registry where people have...
There are 5 coins graded a 2, and there are no coins graded a 1. So this is the worst known example.
Wow, and only 5 in the world.
So far, only 5 meet that criteria.
Learned something new.
So somebody was building a lowball set, and they couldn't afford an example that looks like this.
Yeah.
then you go the opposite way and go lowball with it.
Yeah. All right, buddy.
So we have a lot of customers that come in, and they'll say, "Hey, hook me up with $10 face and 90," or like Shane usually gets $50 face and dimes, and when we get to 90%, as long as it's legit, it goes in those hoppers. There may be some nice coins in there. The idea is that when somebody buys it and they're going through it, that it's not all slicks, it's not all coals. You might find some unks or some proofs or something decent. So I think it's okay for people to find nice stuff. It gives them a good feeling. Absolutely.
Okay, well, speaking of that junk, I am going to show what I purchased here at the end of my video. I've got 1, 2, 3, $4 in, wait a minute, that's $5. $5 in junk silver, and I appreciate Tommy and for the time. And like I said, definitely come check him out here in Avon if you're ever in the Indianapolis area. Thanks for watching, everybody. T.